this started. Hello, and welcome to the very first installment of what the critics are calling talking about rugby as if you know what you're talking about. So, as your host, and as today is the very first episode of talking about rugby as if you know what you're talking about, I thought I would lay down some ground rules. So, it needs to be known that this channel, the show, is strictly Springboks. So, therefore, I need to disclaim that my opinions will be biased, my opinions will probably be incorrect and very uninformed, but you're just gonna sit there and listen to me anyway, because this is how a YouTube video works. So before we carry on further, let's send it over to past side. Take it away.
Treasure is on the other side. Let down your guard just a little. I'll keep you safe in these arms of mine. Oh.
Alright guys, so today's the day we've been waiting for. Springboks versus the All Blacks, the opening game, our opening game in the World Cup. The game is on in like 10 minutes and I'm on my way to Mojo Market right now, so I'm already 10 minutes late. So I'll catch up with you guys when I get to the place. Safety.
Thanks for that past side, looking very good as usual. So yeah, the end of the game, we saw that, the Springboks lost by 10 points, 23-13 against the All Blacks on the 21st of September 2019. And to be quite frank, I don't think that the Boks played the game they wanted to play. I think they seemed very nervous. I think they didn't want it as bad. They didn't play as if they wanted it badly. They didn't play with enough vigor and flair that we're used to seeing them play with. Our box kicking was not good. I don't think that Faf is completely to blame. I think he is very much following instructions that he's been given by Rassie. So I think it's a bit of both when it comes to blame, because on one hand Faf needs to improve his kicking, the team needs to improve the kicking and the defense against kicking, like their air defense game, because this game it was really lacking. We had a couple of knock-ons from Villian and from Pollard, and we can't afford to have any of those when we're up against teams like the All Blacks and England and Australia. So we definitely have to improve on our air defense, and we definitely have to improve on our kicking game, especially our box kicks. And or Rassie needs to maybe change his tactics up a bit to encourage a more running game, because we could see in the game that the backline really wanted to go for a run, but we just saw that Faf was kicking the ball away the whole time. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I think we definitely didn't play to our best, but that being said, I don't think the All Blacks played to their best as well, and I think that was very much down to our defense off the line. I think something that not a lot of people have been seeing is our defense off the line, and I think it's probably one of our secret weapons, so to speak, because we apply so much pressure, and our scramble defense is really good. So I think if we can utilize that pressure that we have off the line, that speed off the line, that pressure, we can really make teams make mistakes, capitalize on those mistakes, and end up getting the win. So before we carry on, before we get into the nitty-gritty statistics of the game, let's take it back to what Zaahid's doing on the ground. Take it away.
I'm right outside the damn place, but look where I am, my bro. I'm stuck in parking. I can't find any parking actually. I'm not stuck in parking. I'm stuck in no parking. The game's on like right now, and I'm in my fucking car right now. I need to be watching the game, singing the national anthem with my country right now. Not stuck in this bullshit. Ah!
very in-depth analysis there, Zaahid. I really appreciate you coming on the team. So let's look at the statistics of the game. Um, Meters carried, South Africa 370, New Zealand 367. So we had a lot more meters made than them, and I can see how it happened because we did have a lot more possession than them. Well, not a lot more, like we had more possession. And fun fact, Colby 124 meters on his own. So before I carry on again, I just need to say that Colby played his heart out in that whole game. There was this one run that he made where he just refused to go down. He ran past like 6 defenders and he just refused to quit. And I think the rest of the team needs to almost look at him and use him as an example of how they should play and the amount of heart that they should play with. So yeah, with meters carried, we had a lot more meters carried than them, but they had more carries than us. And yeah, I don't think my rugby knowledge is good enough to properly analyze what that means. I just know that they carried the ball more than us, so it's probably why they scored more tries. Um, Defenders beaten: South Africa 28, New Zealand 35, and yeah, again we missed a few tackles. We missed a few important tackles. Um, I don't know what else to say about that. I don't know a lot about rugby. I just like the Springboks. I don't know what I'm doing here actually. Clean breaks: South Africa 7, New Zealand 12. So they had more clean breaks than us. However, I do think our defense on the scramble was pretty good. We saw that chase done by Mapimpi, but then we got the penalty against us. So it was hit or miss kind of. But I'm still kind of impressed by our scramble defense. Um, Passes: South Africa 119, New Zealand 143. Not a huge difference there. I expected a bit more passes from the All Blacks, considering the way that they play. They play quick ball, they play quick passes. And us on the other hand, we like to kick the ball away. So I'm not really surprised by this figure. I'm just a bit more surprised that the All Blacks didn't get more passes on. And that's another um, thing about our defense. It showed that we didn't allow them to get the ball going because we were on them as soon as they got the ball out of the ruck. So again, if we can use that defense to our advantage, I think we can really go far in this tournament. And then offloads: South Africa 2, New Zealand 8. I don't really care about that, offloads. Sunnyball Williams, yeah. So the position: South Africa 53%, New Zealand 47%. So it wasn't a complete blot in terms of possession, but we did have more possession than them in the game. I just think that we were a lot less clinical when it came to using that possession to score tries. A lot of the time, especially in the second half, we got so close to the try line and then we lost the ball. So obviously our defense at the rucks wasn't good enough, and we gave away too many penalties at the rucks, and yeah, we weren't clinical in the final third of the half, and I think that's definitely something we need to work on because we need to be scoring tries if we want to win this tournament. Territory: South Africa 59%, New Zealand 41%. Again, we had the territory, we just didn't do anything with the territory. We didn't do anything concrete and conclusive. We didn't end up scoring any tries. We got there, we didn't end it off on a try. And then on defense, South Africa 108, New Zealand 126. So they made more tackles than us. And most tackles: South Africa 35, New Zealand 28. So it looks like we missed like 30% of our tackles, which I don't think that's not a good enough number. We shouldn't be missing tackles, especially against a team like New Zealand. We know that any mistake you give them, they're gonna go at it with all their hands and their feet and their toes that they have available, and they're gonna score against you. So definitely think we need to improve that. A lot of the things we need to improve it. Like, I think everyone knows that the Springboks didn't play as good as they normally play against the All Blacks in this game in particular. We know how they can show up when they have that craft to show up. So again, I'm not gonna take this game as a all in all, because I do believe that they have a lot more in them and they have a lot more to offer. But carrying on, at the breakdown, Rux won, South Africa 87, New Zealand 77. Again, I don't know what that means. Like, I just know that they won the Rux. Okay. Penalties conceded, South Africa 9, New Zealand 4. Okay. Penalties. I know a lot of people blaming the ref when it came to penalties. I know people said the ref was bullshit. But you know, what can you do about the ref? You know, complaining about the bad ref isn't going to get the team to play any better in the next game. I do believe, though, that we can say that they didn't have the best discipline that they normally have. Because 9 penalties is a lot to concede against a team like the All Blacks again, who are going to kick the ball for the line out and they're going to score a try, or they're going to take the 3 points because they have Richie Mo'unga now who can actually get penalties. So definitely think we need to work on our discipline, and yeah, we need to work on our fucking discipline, because 9 penalties is too many to concede against any team in the tournament right now, actually. And yeah, so that's all the statistics that I could get off this News 24 website. So now this is just me talking to you guys now. I'm still backing the team 100%. I don't believe that the game they played against the All Blacks is their best game. I think it's probably their worst. So I think it's only going to get better from here. I think they had a lot of notes to take from the first game, and I think they're going to come out full force after this game. So Canada, watch the fuck out. I don't know what age description the show is, but I think it's going to be like 16, because I'm swearing and stuff. So viewer discretion is advised. Anyway, yeah, I think we definitely gonna bounce back from this. I believe that we're gonna bounce back. I think a lot of the players, we just looked a bit like, I don't want to say scared, but we looked a bit nervous in the first half, especially. Just in the way that we played, you know, we didn't play with all the freedom and the flair that we normally play with. So yeah, as far as lineup is concerned, I definitely want to see Nkosi play a bit more. I definitely want to see Frans Steyn play more. I definitely want to see Yankees play a bit more, and I want to see Kriel get in that team, as well as much as Damien and Lucanio. They were very much defensive players in that game. Like, they played the defensive game really well. I just want to see a bit more of Jesse Kriel, because I think he's a lot better on attack. He's a lot more of an attacking minded player, and I want to see more of him. And yeah, so I think that's it for the first show of another Springbok fan who thinks he knows what he's talking about when he talks about rugby. I hope you guys enjoyed. Okay, so my dumbass didn't realize that the camera cut out from recording, but basically what I was saying is, I hope you guys enjoyed the first installment of another South African talks about rugby as if he knows what he's talking about. So leave a like on the video, and I'll check you guys again next Monday for the next game. Safety.